Talk to me a little bit about the cuts from the federal government and how this will impact all of you.
So it's substantial for WCMU. Our share of federal funding is $1.6 million. That's 19% of our operating budget. So you're talking about almost a fifth right there.
How do you make up those losses?
So thankfully, it's looking like as we're wrapping up our numbers from last fiscal year that ended June 30th, we should have some surplus that we can carry forward. That will be helpful. We do have some reserves and some endowment funds that we can lean on as a cushion, but it would be irresponsible to burn right through those. So also looking at our programming schedules, where can we make decisions that maybe save us some money, but also, still provide the programming that people are looking for. We've got a lot of delicate, difficult questions to kind of work through. It's also probably going to impact our ability to reach out to our communities, some of the educational resources that we have available for teachers and families. Those might be harmed some. I mean, we're just going to try to do what we can do to still have that impact, but in this case, with a little bit lighter scope until we can recover some of those funds through the donors that step up for us.
You reach a large population of the middle part of Michigan, and many
Yeah.
of those people live in a very rural community. So you all might be the only way for them to get those resources and get that information. What's your message to them right now when they're concerned about this?
So my message to them will be that thankfully, I think we're going to see our way through this. We'll have some challenges as we make our way through, but we're going to be there for you, especially for those homes where, the only way you're getting a signal is through an antenna. There isn't broadband in many of these communities. And so, we're not going anywhere. But what I am concerned about is there are a couple of stations in the state that may not have, the population density to draw from to make up this difference. And there could be some stations here at home and then across the country that do go dark. And that's just a shame.
Are you disappointed by this decision coming out of Washington, D.C.?
I mean, it's frustrating to literally sit there and watch vote by vote as your future is decided. I don't wish that on anybody. Yeah, I'm frustrated.
Where do you see this going from here? Do you think that those dollars will ever come back?
So we're certainly going to be working with our legislative leaders to encourage a line item that includes public media in the FY26 federal budget. We don't have the 2-year appropriation anymore where we had money sitting there for FY26 and 27, but we're going to do everything that we can to encourage them to put support back in for this upcoming this current fiscal year.
Republican lawmakers in Washington, D.C. said that both NPR and PBS that they were leaning towards the left, and that's a reason why they made those cuts. Do you agree with that?
I don't, but I also can recognize that we are a divided nation. I think we can all admit that. And I think from my perspective, when you're trying to fit down the middle, in a polarized world, the center can feel like it's leaning in an opposing viewpoint from you, even if we're trying to run with the truth. So that's difficult. And then there's also some self-fulfilling in that. Like, we have instances where we reach out to a conservative voice and ask them to be on our air. The same for NPR, for PBS, and they don't respond. They don't. I don't know why their reasoning is. Maybe they don't feel like they'll get a fair shake, but if they don't show up, and then you're saying you don't have conservative voices on your air, that's not always our fault.
You mentioned about the wide reach for people who live in these communities, but another thing is you all are giving opportunities to people who live in the communities, a start almost. Will those opportunities go away?
Can you explain what opportunity you're referring to?
So people who live and work in the community, they can work for you. So that's an
Oh,
opportunity.
of course, yeah. I mean, yeah, we're definitely not adding to our staff right now. In fact, we had a reporter leave our organization for a new opportunity. Right now, we're using attrition to save on some of these costs and doing everything that we can to secure the staffing that we have. We're a small staff. We've got about 32 people here, and we need everybody here to keep this operation running. So that's one of my primary goals is to keep people in place to keep this organization running along to best serve our communities.
Rick, is there anything else that you would like to add that we did not talk about?
I'd just like to add that I want to thank anybody out there that spoke up on our behalf to encourage the support of public media. It means so much to us. Thank you.
Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
Appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Take care.